these. See, let me tell you this shit. When I did this little like dynamic for people to ask us questions about, whatever they want to know for this car ride and stuff. I was hoping people like maybe like a Paul Sanchez or like Kat would freaking ask something about our previous freaking shows we used to work without being too specific, but nobody did. Like, we got all these kind of generic questions in a way, but here, let's go ahead and see what people ask real quick. Here, let me have you, I'll have you, whatchamacallit? I'll have you ask the question since I'm driving and you shouldn't text and drive, but here.
You should never text and drive, yeah.
So,
Never.
So the first one is up there.
First one, yeah, from a compa named Edgar Del Real.
Oh, shout out to Edgar Del Real.
Shout out to Edgar.
He is one of the faithful from SoCal Pro. He goes to like every show. And I'm his daughter's favorite wrestler, by the way. So shout out to Edgar and Bella.
Edgar Del Real.
Edgar and Bella, shout out to you guys.
He asks, who was your guys' inspiration to get started in wrestling? Peace sign.
Okay, go ahead. Take over this one real quick.
Well, there you go, Andy Hollow. Go ahead.
Andy Hollow. Who's your inspiration?
So, my inspiration has been multiple guys. Of course, Rey Mysterio from the 619. Eddie Guerrero as well. Started watching wrestling back in 2005 when Eddie and Rey Mysterio were having that little feud in WrestleMania 21. Recently it's been AJ Styles, the one that brought me back to like indie wrestling back in 2014, 13. Really beautiful haircut from AJ Styles. Another inspiration is Daniel Bryan. The story, the comeback, his in-ring style, it's just magnificent, really good. He always puts like a banger on matches, even though he's always banged up. Who else? Shawn Michaels always been like an inspiration as well. Really good music, really good in the ring. I think every opponent he's been in the ring with, he's always had chemistry, really good chemistry with. Who else? Yeah, that should be AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, and Eddie Guerrero for now. What about you, Veinom?
What about the Nuclear Warrior Veinom? Multiple ones. You always try to pull some kind of inspiration and, from whoever draws your attention the most. For me personally, it split into two. Mexican and American style wrestling. And on the Mexican side, you got guys like, El Park, the original Parka, Abismo Negro, Atlantis for sure, different ones, but those are the ones that stick out to me the most, Mr. Niebla. As far as wrestlers here in the States, guys like Undertaker, Sting, Macho Man Randy Savage, Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Owen Hart, guys like that. You could just watch him, keep watching him. Like you said, like Eddie Guerrero is just a whole other level. Kurt Angle, the list goes on and on, but just those certain guys, there's also guys that weren't, superior compared to others as far as like technical wrestling go and everything. But their personality, who they are, how the way they wrestle, and just the way they do their art just transcends all. Like, look at the Macho Man, Randy Savage. You know what I mean? Like, people still talk about him, hold him in such a high regard. You look back at his matches, and, he was a great worker, but and his personality was just next level, and, he had it. What about you?
Bro, so it's like same as you, man. See, I grew up watching both Mexican and American wrestling. I started into lucha first, Mexican wrestling first, and dude, I used to love Shocker back then. Shocker was like the man back then in like the early 2000s when he was doing the Vatos gimmick and stuff. He spoke with so much confidence, and his gimmick was on point. He made so much money. Shocker was one of them for sure. I always been a fan of Charlie Manson. to me, I think he was the start of the Hell Brothers. Although Cybernetico was the leader, I think Charlie Manson was the start. Who else? El Zorro. I was always a fan of Zorro too. Another good gimmick. Negro Casas was a great gimmick too, and he's such a great, one of the best. He's still going at his age. He's like what, almost 70 years old, and he's still going with like 20-year-olds, bro. And American style wise, WWE to be more exact, I can't talk about my favorite wrestler of all time because yeah, I just can't.
You can't narrow it down.
I can't, but I'll give you a different example. Other people, like I used to love Kurt Angle, like the 2000s for sure. Kurt Angle was definitely at the top of my list back then, and then CM Punk came along, and CM Punk, the whole straight edge gimmick thing, it's just something else, something that hadn't been seen before. So and you still got people like a Rey Mysterio, like an RVD, like an Eddie Guerrero. And then from this generation, we got people like an AJ Styles, like Andy Hollow said. We got people, I really like Chad Gable. But yeah, my inspirations were, I would say, Shocker, Charlie Manson. I used to love Pierrot, and Angle and Punk. Next question. That's over there, over here, that side, the other side, over here, this side. Oh, there you go.
If you or a loved one is suffering from boredom, come give One Ring Circus and FCW a checkout. Yeah, November 19th, coming at you live. More information ahead. #Eventbrite. ORC. FCW. It's going down November 19th.
You might as well just go ahead and plug your match, since I'm not even on that show, asshole. Plug your match. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, the Nuclear Warrior was getting a sip from his energy drink. Yeah, what is this now? Back to the show. Jal CD. She asks, ring attire inspirations. My ring attire inspirations. For the most part, I drew the design of my mask when I was a little kid. Very little kid. Probably like 8 years old, younger. Just kept drawing it, making the design, doodling and everything. At first, I took a different approach. Yeah, I was thinking about more like flames, green. It was always going to be green, because for me, green is nuclear, and that's what it represents. But after the passing of Abismo Negro, I looked at his look, and I really liked, the aesthetic that he brought. I wanted something similar, not a straight ripoff, but something similar, but make it my own. Right, Vato? So what I ended up coming up with was my designs blended with the gimmick. Now, I'm in the process right now of getting something up my sleeves, busting them out, and it's gonna be a little bit different. Then you gotta keep changing, obviously, with the times. You can't just be sticking with the same thing for years on end. It's nice to mix it up, and I always like to bring a little something different to the table. But yeah, for the most part, that's been it. Aside from that, there's also been times where, I stopped wearing the top, so it was just, topless, whatever, and shirtless, and just start. Topless. Yeah, you like topless. Everybody loves topless. I love topless. But freaking, and that was just to show off, the gym pump. Yeah, and it looks imposing with the makeup and whatever. But yeah, stay tuned. There's got more designs coming up. Eddie?
Abismo Negro, you said? Hey, give it to Andy Hollow. I was gonna say something else, but.
Cool. So inspirations. There's a lot of wrestlers I like his gear from, like Edge, Ray, Eddie, Guerrero, the Little Flames. Well, my gear is inspirational from like Sleepy Hollow. The pants, the tights is like dead trees. The back of my vest that I wear is my logo, Andy Hollow, with a horse, the moon, and then a dead tree. For the baby shark, I tried to do my own gear at one point, but it wasn't what I was good at. But I gave it a try, especially because it was like during the pandemic. Try something new, a new habit. I bought some fabric, like fish fabric, kind of like a piranha shark thingy. Put it all together. It's green, the color. Put some letters on it saying baby shark, piranha on the back. The mask, I got it from a friend. Did a little bit of changes to it, not too much. What else? The boots, they're wide. But yeah, overall, I'm still doing some more designs. I have a friend that does some sketches, just telling what to do, what kind of design, what kind of colors to put on. And yeah, he does the sketches for me. What about you, Eddie?
Alright, so the question was, who inspired your gimmick, right? I know you guys fucking went on to a totally different direction, but let me tell you who inspired my gimmick. My gimmick inspirations are 3 people. My gear inspiration are 3 people. One of them, you can tell, I got a lot of my outfits are similar to the ones that Rey Mysterio used to wear back in his filthy animal days. I got the suspenders, I got the horns, all that stuff. See, nothing in wrestling is original anymore. So, you know, I kind of got what worked for me, and what worked for me best was Rey Mysterio when he was in the filthy animals. That was my favorite Rey Mysterio, to be honest with you. I know everybody hates it, but fuck no. He used to get down. And then when it comes down to, that was the outfit inspirations. That was it. I mean, just like gimmick inspirations, you know what I mean? Eddie Guerrero. And like my moveset, I try to get a lot from Homicide, because he's one of those guys that's, he's considered a lightweight, but he's not a freaking, but he doesn't fly around and shit. He doesn't do backflips, that's what I mean. So, you know, that's kind of where I get my moveset from Homicide. Here you go, my next question. Side button over there. Right here. Right there, fool. Right here. There you go. That's right there, baby.
Saturday, October 22nd. What a Drag Wrestling comes to Spring Valley with Twisted Nightmare. Saturday, October 22nd. Be there. So anyway, we come back to. We come back.
Thank you for using MySpace.
Look at here, Eddie Islas. The fans are asking more questions. We got one from our homeboy, Zach Trapp, and it says, Zach!
What does it say? What does Zach say? I can't read it, fucking just read it.
He says, hollandaise sauce?
Mother...
Hollandaise sauce.
Okay. Let's talk about the hollandaise sauce.
No, why? It's been mentioned. We gave it a mention. We acknowledged it. Oh, Zach. Oh, no, Zach.
Let's talk about it real
Zach,
quick.
why?
Okay, so, hollandaise sauce.
Gosh.
So it comes from the first trip to Arizona we had. Me, Veinom, Araxio, and Zach, who was driving. All of a sudden, me and Araxio were talking about food, and then all of a sudden he comes out he mentions hollandaise sauce, and we're talking about hollandaise sauce all of a sudden, because I don't like it, Araxio likes it, and Venom's in the backseat just confused as shit, and he goes, "What's hollandaise sauce?" And we start fucking dying. You said what's holiday sauce? Bro?
You kept calling it holiday sauce.
No.
What's holiday sauce? What holiday? This is the first time in my literal human life that I've ever heard the term holiday sauce. For what holiday? What, are you guys ribbing me? Is this a rib? Are you guys like, let's fuck with this guy? Yeah, let's make up something. Let's make up a word. Yeah, let's eat some October fruit. How about that? How's October fruit? Exactly.
Yeah,
it doesn't exist.
You were having some December punch.
Oh. No, that's real. They have it at balls.
Is it really?
Yeah, dances and fancy events and shit.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's prom punch. But anyways.
Viejito punch.
Viejito punch. Okay, got it. Anyways. So this guy keeps cracking up about the whole holiday sauce bullshit. And we're just messing with him because he's high as a fucking kite that day.
I am not high as a fucking kite that day.
You were high that day.
I was not. I was laughing so much at how ridiculous holiday sauce sounded. I thought you guys were messing with me.
You were just dying about the whole freaking just thought of holiday sauce, whatever. And all of a sudden, at the end of the show, after we were heading back home and we were stopped by the Denny's, and we're talking about Eggs Benedict too, because that's where the holiday sauce goes. And he just starts cracking up when he sees Eggs Benedict on the menu, and he's just dying, and he can't keep he can't keep his freaking laughter the whole time. And then we just decide to ask the waitress for some holiday sauce so he can try it out. He's cracking up. He takes a little taste of it. He says, "This ain't sauce, it's fancy cheese." That shit was
literally all it was. It was fancy cheese.
It's not even cheese. It's the furthest thing from being cheese, but it is. Anyways, holiday sauce. Next question.
Next question comes from Motros Jungle.
My homie. What's up, big homie?
Big homie, yeah. My brother from another mother, yeah. Baby wipes. That's a good one. No. He knows, and this is another story. Same trip. You must have been high, because you made an argument, and I'm only saying this because my boy Motros just threw the subject out there. You wanted an improv conversation. Here we go.
Well, he wants to hear us talk about
Nah. Veinom's world. Check it out. So it was you. You do not like baby wipes. Chino, which one?
Araxio.
One of the two. One of Eddie or Araxio. You guys got into an argument, a huge argument, that baby wipes aren't necessary. That baby wipes, they're no good. Am I right? What's the deal with that?
I'm not opposed to baby wipes, but hey, dude, I can just wipe my ass with toilet paper like everybody else. I don't require baby wipes to have a clean ass, okay?
So they're talking about this. I'm still in the backseat processing holiday sauce, and I'm overhearing this random ass conversation going on in the background. Out of nowhere, I just hear Araxio just call him Eddie Swamp Ass Islas. I have never heard the term swamp ass in my life.
That makes two of us, shit.
Holiday sauce and swamp ass that day had me rolling on the ground. Throw in the Eggs Benedict at the end. Yeah. I lost it. I couldn't keep it together. Look, these are the kind of conversations that we have on a regular trip, on a regular basis, and this is what we're allowing you guys to hear right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here let's talk about baby wipes right now. Like, are those they're not necessary to have a clean ass, are they? No. Do you not know how to wipe with regular toilet paper? Like, what the fuck?
Brother, all I'm going to say about that is after one does their business in the bathroom, they want to feel as comfortably clean as possible. And you do whatever's possible to feel as comfortably clean as you can. So, if it be it baby wipes or no baby wipes, everybody's got their own system.
Can you imagine?
Except for those women that have the ridiculously long fingernails. I know this is like an unedited conversation we're having here, but I've always wondered about that.
It's all going in.
You know what I mean? Like, how do they... Anyway. Proceed.
All I'm saying is, hey, baby wipes are not necessary to have a clean ass if you know how to wipe your ass. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I'm not opposed to baby wipes, but come on, dude. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Just wipe your ass like a regular human. Can you imagine being in the cold ass weather and then putting some freaking wet wipes on your ass with that shit being cold?
It's not like you're putting on Vicks or Icy Hot between your ass cheeks.
Might as well feel like, man.
I don't know what kind of... Those aren't even baby wipes you're using, maybe. They're like alcohol wipes, fool. Get some actual baby wipes.
I like the mint scent ones.
With
make your ass fresh.
Aloe vera and shit. Some
aloe vera, shit. Yeah. You know. All right.
Next question comes from Anthony Shep.
Okay, this is like, a bunch of freaking questions without even a comma or a period or nothing. So just go ahead and do your best to try to separate them.
No. We got this. Check it out. Anthony Champ. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. If not, screw you. You came after the Nuclear Warrior in that battle royal, and oh boy, next time I have you in there, boy, you're gonna learn. Anyway, favorite venues. What you look for in a promoter. The amount of commitment it takes to perform at multiple shows. Thoughts on current wrestling. What makes a good lucha/good persona for the ring. We'll start off with the first one. Favorite venues. For me personally, my favorite venues is one of the ones we're going to today.
The Arena.
Yeah, right there. Love it there. There is it used to be the Oceanside one for obvious reasons. I debuted it there. It has a special place in my heart, even though they don't do shows there anymore. They do it now at San Marcos, but it used to be in Oceanside. That spot had a huge place in my heart. The World Beat Center in San Diego, up the street from City College. That is where I won my first title my rookie year, where I beat Toxic, the Poison Luchador for OWA.
Keep going. Anyway.
Another one would for sure be the Parque del Ala on the Coronado Avenue for Baja Stars USA. That venue, again, has a lot of memories as well. Different ones. I mean, you can't just narrow it down to one, because each one has their own vibe. But for me, those ones specifically always, especially like being in front of a hot crowd, like an Ocean Beach or some places like that, just fans that really get invested into the shows, and they just, they never forget. And that's a great feeling. How about you?
All right, so
Favorite venue.
Venues. Hey, I know this is not gonna be the most popular fucking thing to say, but hey, I love wrestling at the Ocean Beach Fuckhouse, man. That crowd was something else, dude, straight out. And I know it's not the most popular thing to say, because everybody hates the fucking clown that fucking runs that place. But hey, I'm putting all that shit aside and focusing on the venue, on the people that go there. That's where I sold the most merch, let's be honest. So straight out, that's my favorite venue. Shit, I always like wrestling in Escondido. Escondido's, it's not any venue in Escondido to me, because that's like my crowd right there, bro. Escondido to me is like the best. To me, I love wrestling Escondido, man. Anytime I go to Escondido, it's always a good time. It's always a lot of merch sales. It's just always great, man. And I also like that Spring Valley gymnasium we were wrestling at last year. It's always pretty good there too. And basically anywhere SoCal Pro has shows, it's always fun, Especially because SoCal Pro is the top promotion in San Diego, so that's where you want to be. You want to be at the top. You know what I mean? Baby Shark. What's up? Did you hear the question? Favorite venue to wrestle in?
Cough in my hand.
So like Eddie said, he's not really, really good to say this, but the Funkhouse, in Ocean Beach with Fist Combat, dude, every single Saturday, the team, the people, it was an intimate place. It was a really good team. Man, such a good vibe, just a good shows, banger after banger, good wrestlers. Me being a referee in that promotion, in that venue, I saw a lot of good matches. Eli Everfly, Eddie Islas, Veinom, Ryan Kidd, many students from the school, Santino Bros, got such a good young talent, like an Honest John, like an Alan Breeze, like a Wicked, good, really good team, honestly. And right now that I'm with So-Called Pro, the Vista Boys and Girls Club, it's a really good place, really good royal fans, wrestlers that go out to the fans and just have that one-on-one meet and greet. The promoters, Jeff is a really good promoter, a really good school. And like Eddie said, SoCal Pro is the top promotion in San Diego, a really well respected promotion. Here you go, Veinom.
All right, next question. Do your little commercial if you want again.
That was beautiful.
We're here with Nuclear Titties, by the way.
We are passing the nuclear power plant, or the nuclear
Tatas!
as Eddie Isla said. With that being said, if you're ever in downtown San Diego and crave some authentic Mexican food, the Taco Stand is a place for you. Come check out their surf and turf burritos. Oh yes, they're crispy. Al pastor burritos, mix and match. Protein up.
You better get paid for this shit, because that's free advertisement right there. You better fucking get some money for
They already hook it up for the Nuclear Warrior,
Okay,
best
fine.
believe.
All right.
We're back now. Let's see here. Next question from Anthony Champ. What you look for in a promoter?
Titty! No. Next.
You always want to do business with the right people. What I mean by that, you always want to make sure that your best interest is taken care of. You know what I mean? As far as going out there and making sure that, you know, they are who they say they are legit. They're not going to try to scam you out of your money. If you're training at their training facility, if they're putting on shows and they contact you to go and perform, you know, make sure you get paid. If you go far, you know, always arrange travel, because it does cost, it does add up. So the better prepared you are for that, the best it is to keep communication with the promoter. And if they're down to do that, that's awesome. I've dealt with very scummy promoters that have done things like the day of the show, they bail, they don't pay, they straight up just, you know, they say, have a saying in Spanish called "échame la mano," which means, you know, throw me a hand here, lend me a hand, help me out, you know, just this once, or hey, you know, I'll get you next time, but here's like a Coke and a hot dog and everything. And you know what I mean? Like, this is a passion. It is a lot of things. It's our love, and it's priceless. But at the same time, we do sacrifice our bodies and we put our stuff on the line every time we're out there, and it is a job, and it does hurt, it does add up, and we are professionals. So as long as they're professional, it's in your best interest to do business with those kind of promoters. Avoid the scummy ones. If they have a reputation, look into it, because 9 times out of 10, where there is smoke, there is fire. Eddie?
Yeah, do your research. Research who you're working for. Here's an example, and I'm gonna tell you who I don't ever want to work for. And you know, I don't know this guy personally. I've never fucking met him or anything, but I heard everything I heard about him is negative. I have not heard one person say one good thing about him. And that's Mitchell, California. Hey, Mitchell. I don't know this guy. Shout out to Mitchell, California. I don't know you, bro, but don't try to contact me, because I'm not working for you. Because everything people got to say about you is negative, bro. Straight out, so no. Yeah, but like I said, do your research. Remember that one show we were at where the ring never showed up and the people were about to riot?
Oh, yeah.
That was last year, right? That was WrestleMania night last year. Maybe it was Escondido.
Was that WrestleMania night?
It was WrestleMania night 1. Remember that show? You were supposed to.
Of course I remember that show.
I was supposed to wrestle you, and all of a sudden.
Yeah, a lot of things were supposed to happen that night.
And all of a sudden, we're just waiting there, full crowd. We're talking about like 400, 500 people?
Yeah, in other words, they wanted us to start wrestling right there on the floor.
And I was like, no, we're not gonna wrestle on the floor. What the hell? And dude, like, goddamn, I thought we were gonna start fighting the crowd that night, because like everybody was pissed off.
People were filing in, they paid to go in, and it was full. It was really full. There was people waiting, and there was literally an empty space in the middle where the ring should have been. So, me seeing what was going on, you know, some colleagues left, because obviously that's very unprofessional. I did what felt right in that moment, and I said, you know what? Give me a second. I went, put on the war paint, put on the nuclear mask, transformed, went out there and started interacting my ass off and had a great time. Great little time, whatever. I gave those fans at least a little bit of something to make up for that disaster. You know what I mean? The promoter, Mr. Carpinelli, yeah, I remember him, yeah, for sure. At the end, we all ended up getting paid. You know, for those that stuck around and like looked to get their money, because like I said, it wasn't a close show. But just examples like that, I mean, avoid.
And it's gonna happen to everybody. It's always gonna, shit like that's always gonna happen. But it's just part of the game, man. Just try to avoid those fucking people that will book you in a show just because you're barely starting and you don't charge much, and they just want to have a full show. So, or they'll tell you this one. They'll be like, "Oh, I'm giving you the chance to be on my show, huh? No pay." Fuck off with that shit. Everybody needs to get paid, okay? Unless you agreed beforehand, there's no guarantee on that show. It's up to you whether or not you're gonna take the booking. But if you show up at a place, you have to get paid. You know what I mean? Because fuck that, man. It's bullshit when promoters don't pay you. And that happened to me too. When I was first starting, before I became Eddie Islas, this motherfucker would not fucking pay. This motherfucker would not pay. And you know what I mean? At first I was too, what do you call it, green. I didn't know what the hell, you know what I mean? I didn't know how to work this thing, and I would just go for it. But, you know what I mean? Since we're being asked about promoters and, you know, what to avoid and shit, make sure there's payment. Make sure you go ahead and make sure you negotiate beforehand. Cool? Andy, you have anything to say, or are you too green for this?
So I got a couple of promoters that didn't pay me, honestly. But it was part of the game for me. It was still green, like you said. It's called professional wrestling for a reason. Everything should be professional. If you already had, like, you know, some fees that you told them, like, hey, this is how much I charge, and they don't respect that, then yeah, you know, fuck them and go find another place. What else? But yeah, this is my second year, still learning the business, still learning like the rates and all of that. You got some promoters that, like Veinom said, that the day of the show, the end of the night, they would tell you like, hey, give me a handout, help me out. Eddie and I have like a thing called Black Thursday that we did a show and there was like big names on that show, big names. And the day of the show, the promoter came out, he was yelling, screaming, and told all of us that it was our fault that there wasn't a good house that night, and that everybody was gonna get paid $20 each. And I think he was on crack as well.
No, he wasn't crack.
But yeah, sadly, you're gonna have those promoters that just don't respect you. It just squeezes you every penny that you have. But yeah. Here you go, Veinom.
Oh yeah, you were gone by then, huh? By Black Thursday. Jesus Christ. What the fuck are you doing? Oh God, no.
If your car is making those kind of sounds, go to AutoZone. AutoZone. Oh, AutoZone, yeah. Yeah, we are back now. Anthony Champ, next question. It says, oh, that's not crack. That is bang. Blue, yellow, limoncello. Yeah. Anyway.
Jesus Christ.
The amount of commitment it takes to perform at multiple shows. Well, the amount of commitment it takes to perform at multiple shows. Honestly, if you love what you're doing, it doesn't feel like commitment. It doesn't feel like, how am I going to handle this? It's so overwhelming, you know? Like, you do it. You know what I mean? Obviously, you got to calculate the times. You know, or you're not going to stick around for show A because you're going to miss show B if you stick around for too long. Have your match, do business. Obviously, be a professional. Let the promoter know your plans. Always let them know ahead of time. That way, they can pay you. They're aware. You don't look like a dick. And you could just go do your business, right? That's not uncommon. That's not uncommon at all. And, yeah, there's not really much to, like, deal with the commitment. It's just part of the life. You just do it. It's fun. It's fun to, like, not dressing out of your wrestling gear, just keeping it on, because you're just gonna go wrestle like an hour later or whatever the hell. So just keep it all on. Like today, for sure. Oh yeah. But how about you?
Commitment. Well, here's the thing. The only commitment you gotta have is, if you go ahead and get booked somewhere, make sure you're there. Make it to the shit. Sometimes life gets in the way. Sometimes you get booked on your dad's birthday party, or your dad's birthday, or your mama's freaking rehearsal, whatever. If you know you're not going to be able to make those shows, don't book them. Straight out. Unless you're willing to sacrifice whatever you're going to be doing that day. You see, it's all about being a professional, man. You got to be a professional in this thing. Otherwise, you're not going to get booked anywhere. And not only for the wrestlers, but the promoters have to be professionals too. You know what I mean? Going back to the promoter thing, you got to make sure that you're treated with respect. And that's actually, that's a big deal, because some promoters are just going to want to lowball you or freaking be cheap with their freaking money. But nah, man, you got to stand your freaking ground and know your worth. Cool? So what was the thing? Commitment. Yeah. Be committed. Be committed. Andy.
Be committed.
How do you handle a commitment of being on multiple shows?
Oh.
Well, I guess it's part of being like in the school, that the promotion, the school that you're training at, is gonna teach you all of that. You have multiple shows in the same day. Like Eddie said, you need to keep your word. Yeah, you need to sacrifice like family time, some holidays. What else? Birthday parties. But man, you have to be on your word, you know. Here you go, Veinom.
Dude, do a commercial about Wendy's. Do a Wendy's commercial.
Built for tough. The all-new Ford F-150. Available now, 2023. Ford Built Tough. Wendy's Baconator is back, and this time of year, during Halloween season, the Nuclear Warrior is on the menu. Yeah, get yourself some nuclear fries, yeah, with that Baconator, featuring green bacon, yeah. It's edible, it's nuclear, it'll probably come out green, radioactive, yeah, but you gotta try it. Hey, you tried that chocolate patty Whopper. Don't lie to yourself. You could try this. Don't do the Nuclear Warrior like that. He gets a percentage off you ordering off the menu. You're taking the food out of the Nuclear Warrior's mouth. Available now at Wendy's. So anyway, Anthony Schaap, his next question is, thoughts on current wrestling? So, love professional wrestling, and it's always evolved with the times, like it's always been. It's not a bad thing. Speaking for myself and for myself only, I am an old school guy, not an old school guy, but an old school guy to be considered an old school guy by today's standards. For example, wrestling from the 90s, wrestling especially from the 2000s. To the late 2000s. That specifically for me is my time period. That's what hooked me.
That's old school these days.
Yeah. That is literally what I molded my style after. I know it's changed in a lot of ways, and now, you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's necessary, but in a lot of workers and top level performers' mind, in order to get certain ratings from certain people, they feel the need to do all these different things, whereas I've always acknowledged and just understood what the art was about, as far as drawing somebody's imagination and captivating somebody to get invested into your match without the need of doing so many things just existing and being in that character just transcends that people could feed off your energy. That's storytelling to me, man. You know what I mean? Like, that to me is professional wrestling. And, you know, no knock on the current guys that are like on top and big promotions. I mean, hell, they're there for a reason, right? They're successful for a reason, and it works for them. Personally, not for me. For me, I'm more of the classical sense for sure. And what about you?
Talking about what was the current state of wrestling, right? Is that what he's saying? Well, I mean, I think it's good. I mean, let's talk about. I mean, there's a lot of wrestling right now. Just in San Diego, there's promotions popping up everywhere, man. You can pretty much wrestle every weekend now because there's promotions everywhere. The thing is that you also gotta pick and choose where you want to wrestle. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I feel like the wrestling scene is pretty good right now. If we're talking about international, like in AEW, WWE, there's so many options you have. You could, you know what I mean? I'm talking about being a fan and watching it, like fucking AEW, WWE, TNA. I'm sorry, Impact Wrestling. There's MLW, there's GCW, there's NW. Goddamn, there's a ton of wrestling, which there wasn't 10 years ago. 10 years ago, it was just WWE. Impact was in this, like, in the low stage. And Ring of Honor was pretty much, like, internet exclusive. So, yeah, right now there's a lot of options. Andy, the current state of wrestling from your point of view.
So like Eddie said, there's a lot of promotions down in San Diego, a lot of promotions popping up in LA, in San Diego. The product is so hot right now. Like, just last night, Nick Aldis came out, the manager of SmackDown. What else? Competition. Gosh, that Tuesday war between AEW and WWE or NXT, it was good competition. And that's when the product is super hot, because I see the shows, especially SmackDown shows, that the arena just are full of people, you know. And that wasn't that back like 5 years, 10 years ago when they were like pre-tape and it wasn't like that red hot product. What else? Edge going to AEW. Dude, even this got a what's it called?
Mentioned by Cena.
Yeah, he got mentioned by John Cena on Instagram. And he's been in AEW Dark. So there's a lot of hot wrestlers in your indie shows that you never know where they're gonna pop up, you know. Here you go,
Veinom, do a commercial about Planned Parenthood.
SpongeBob Season 1 to Season 10 available now on Amazon Prime.
Planned Parenthood commercial.
Mija, tenemos que hablar de algo. ¿Qué pasa, mamá? ¿Estás usando protección? Si tú estás sospechando que tu hija está teniendo relaciones y no se está cuidando,
Con el guerrero nuclear.
visita Planned Parenthood, plannedparenthood.org o el callejón de Eddie, la farmacia de los putazos. So, we're back now. Anthony Champ, next question. He goes, what makes a good lucha / good persona for the ring? Anthony, that just comes down to you. What feels good to you? Don't do nothing that feels forced, my friend. I'm telling you right here, right now, man. Be
is not the way.
yourself. In a sense, I know you're thinking, well, you're the Nuclear Warrior. You're Vatos. How is that yourself? It's weird to describe. It's basically an amplified version of who we are. That's literally what we all are. You got to find what works for you. And listen, if you're out there and you just believe in what you're doing, you believe in your art, people are going to see, people are going to tell, and people are going to feed off of that, and they're going to believe in you. If you don't believe in yourself and you're doubting in yourself and you're trying to be something that you're not, people are going to read that, they're going to chew you out, spit you out, and you're not going to learn until you figure that out for yourself. So I just told you my opinion,
Like
the
you're
cold hard truth.
screen,
So don't worry about that, dick. I got you. It is nuclear. Don't worry about it.
That's the point.
But
That's
anyway,
the problem.
get your reps in. get your reps in. And, yeah, man, be yourself, dude. Be yourself. I saw you when we were out there in that kilt. That's fucking awesome. You know, keep that up if that's what you want to do, man. You rocked it. But, man, be yourself. Like I said, with more reps, you'll get more comfortable in the ring, and you'll be a treat to watch in no time, man. Eddie?
What was the question again? I got all caught up on all this shit.
What makes a good lucha / good persona for the ring?
Oh, bro. See, there's one thing I heard once from Shocker. He said, in order for people to believe that I am the cutest fucking guy in the world, I gotta believe it. Because if I can't, I need to show that confidence. I need to show that I know that I'm saying. What I'm saying is true. You know what I mean? Even if you're not, but you gotta go ahead and put some conviction in it. You know what I mean? There's confidence is the key to this thing. Confidence. There's one thing I caught from a fucking asshole that he told me once. When he comes down to confidence, he said, walk around like you have a 10-foot dick. And I was like, and for some reason, that stupid freaking phrase just got me thinking. A 3-foot dick, actually. I don't think people could walk around with a 10-foot dick, but the fuck are you, anyone? Anyways, he said, walk around like you got a 3-foot dick. And that stupid fucking phrase got me thinking. And, you know, what does that mean? And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? So, yeah, you know, I thought about it and I was like, do you have a 3-foot dick? No. Do people know you have a 3-foot dick? They assume I do. Are you gonna let them know you don't? No. Okay, so then that's where my confidence comes from. Walk around like you got a 3-foot dick. Whatever that means to you, apply that shit to it. Hollow.
What do you think I'm always listening?
So when you're training, they always tell you gotta breathe, eat, shit, this business, you know? Gosh, it's gonna either break you or make you. Taking those bumps, somebody taking like liberties on you. You gotta learn, open your ears, listen to different people. You gotta take criticism, you gotta take any feedback, any ideas, and whatever you take from all of that, just apply it to yourself. And whatever you apply to yourself, that's gonna make you. There's a lot of characters in this business, a lot of wrestlers. So what's gonna make you stand out? What's gonna make you be you? You know? Who's gonna make you Andy Hall? Who's gonna make you Eddie Isla? Who's gonna make Veinom, the Nuclear Warrior? Or who's gonna make you? Everybody has different personalities. So just be you. What else? Gosh, I've been to different schools, 3 different schools, Face Combat, SoCal Pro, a little bit of Level Up, and all of those 3 promotions give you like different ideas, different point of views. Man, from all of them, one of my favorites is SoCal Pro. The trainers there, the trainers that I used to have, like a Ryan Kidd, like an Anthony Idol, like a Tommy Wilson, like a Renee. A little bit between these 2 guys, like an Eddie or Veinom, they're gonna give you some criticism. Ryan Kidd has been always really good. He's been telling me like you gotta focus on the people, selling, promo. Guys, he's been one of my favorite coaches, one of my favorite trainers. Ryan Kidd, a big shout out to him. Who else? Like a Moltres Jungle. He's giving me like a lot of feedback, especially when I had my first match with him. What else? Of course, when you're finished doing your matches, you talk with your opponent afterwards. You're like, hey, any feedback? What do you think it went after the match? So yeah, you just gotta talk to your opponent afterwards and say like, hey, this is what we gotta learn. This is what we gotta do. But yeah. Here you go, Veinom.
Welcome back to Breaking Kayfabe with Piranha.
Orale! This is Veinom, the Nuclear Vato. Yeah. Orale, so I'm on my way up to LA. And what happens today? I find out that the event mañana, tomorrow, on the 15th, got canceled. That's right, Holmes. What am I gonna do? I'm stuck up here. Probably get some tacos now. Probably find my way back home. There isn't gonna be no show tomorrow, the 15th. Sorry to let y'all down, homies. Veinom, the Nuclear Vatos, is gonna go back to the Canton, drink some caguamas, some pisto, and just reminisce. This hurts hard. But yo, Vato Loco Eddie, you got my support, cabrón, eh? I'll see you later. Ay, la migra. Now we're back. Cecilio Lopez, advice for the rookies. Well, Cecilio,
Don Caliente.
Oh, talking about breaking kayfabe over here.
Cecilio, who that guy?
All right.
I know, no, that's it, right?
I know a chick named Cecilia. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, here we go.
He asks, advice for the rookies. Well, copy and paste. Cecilio. Basically this, and keep it short and simple. Keep your mouth shut. Keep your eyes and your ears open. Be a sponge. Take the criticism for what it is. Do not take it to heart and let it affect you. Do not take it to heart and get offended by it. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. And you need to work on the bad. Okay? And it's all for you to be better. Okay? There's a lesson in everything. You know what I mean? There's going to be days where you lose. There's going to be days when you win. There's going to be days where you win and it feels like a loss. And there's going to be days that you lose and, well, you end up winning in some way. And, you know, some days you're going to get beat to shit. Some days, you know, unfair things will happen. You will get screwed. You will eat dirt. You will take what you take and shake hands and say thank you at the end of the night. But as long as you stay consistent, as long as you stay persistent, you will get what's coming to you. You get in what you put out. And, well, that's the best piece of advice I could give you, Eddie.
Advice for the rookies? Don't be a fucking mark, first of all. Come on, bro. It's not towards you, but in general. Fucking know where you stand, you know what I mean? If you're a rookie, if you're barely starting, you need to be there setting up the ring, tearing it down. There's no excuse for you guys not to do it. And I'm not specifically mentioning anybody. I'm just saying this in general. Earn your freaking way, earn your spot in the locker room. Don't be a fucking mark. First of all, yeah, so you know what I mean? Always be there to help. Always, do your stuff. Like I said, tear down, set up, that's very, very important because that's where the promoters see who he wants to bring in his shows and who he doesn't want to bring in his shows, especially if you're new and you're barely getting this shit down. So I am expecting every guy that made their debut at the SoCal Rumble to be tearing down the ring and to be setting it up every show with no exceptions. All right, Piranha.
Well, I still think that I'm beginning in my wrestling career. Training in 2019, so it's been like 4 years now. In my first 20 matches that I had, I never said that I was a wrestler because I didn't feel like I had the right to say that, or be in the wrestling business because I didn't feel like I was, ready to say those words or had the blessing. But I have gladly had the blessing from my coaches, from my trainers, from the promotion, that hey, you're ready to go out there and just work. Get as many bookings that you have. Represent the school. I'm representing SoCal Pro right now, so setting up the ring, tear it down, work with the show, make everybody's job as easy as possible. That's always like my goal at the shows. That's being at the door, holding the camera, being a referee, selling hot dogs. Every promotion, every show, they always gonna need extra hands. And when they don't have those extra hands, everybody's just gonna have stress. So you wanna take some of that stress out of the way. One of my people that I used to work with, they always say you gotta breathe, eat, shit this business. Why? Because it's not for everybody. Thinks that it's easy, but it's not. Guys, those broken bones, those wounds that you have, those accidents that you may have, it's not gonna be coming easy, you know. So you gotta just put in the work, you gotta put in the hours, you gotta put the commitment to it. Here you go, Veinom.
Hey, keep track of the exit. Ah, shit, I must have crashed. Keep track of the exit, fool.
Oh, it's still 17 miles.
Till what?
Till the exit.
Oh, nice.
This holiday season, join the Nuclear Warrior for a pleasant Christmas experience. Veinom on Ice. Come down to the San Diego Sports Arena December 15th through the 18th. For this once spectacular occasion,
On ice?
Veinom on Ice, coming to a theater near you. So we're back.
Wait, are they gonna hand solo your ass or something?
I'm not revealing any spoilers here. Come check it out, Vato shit. 'Tis the season, motherfucker.
Pay your ticket, shit.
Oh, motherfucker. Peace on earth. All right, Blake Daniels. Homeboy Blake Daniels. Shout out. Country roads take me home to a place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Fuck them.
Dude, remember? Were you there when he did his entrance? We were wrestling at the strip club that night. He did his entrance, and then fucking the Nico shut the music down, and then the freaking people were still singing the song along just by themselves.
Beautiful song.
Bro, that shit was dope. I got like goosebumps. That I didn't watch it live because I was I was gonna get the fuck beat out of me by AJ Gray and freaking Matthew Justice. But
Well,